everyone, so hopefully you're doing well. I just want to welcome you back to my channel. I am Tanya Pearson, also known as the Posh Mama. So I'm going to go over basically what to take to events. Now when I say events in the direct sales world, I also mean like craft shows, vendor expos. There are many different terms to use for these events, but these events can be a very, very good way to generate business. So I'm going to go over today specifically, there's many different aspects of these events, but I'm going to go over specifically today what to take to these events. And even though I'm with Perfectly Posh and the materials that I go over today will have the word posh on them, they are very universal to any direct sales business out there. So these events, also known as craft shows, vendor expos, however you want to say it, they are a great way to generate business. Now, these events aren't necessarily, I take cash and carry with me. I don't take a whole lot, but I do take some to kind of show what we offer. I keep my display very simple. I keep it very categorized. So if we have body butters and we have body sprays and different things like that, I keep all of my body butters categorized, and then I keep my, let's say, body sprays in a different category. So they're not in the same area. They're all categorized. And I will have them labeled. So like I said, vendor events are really for, generating business. And when I say that, I mean also getting new recruits and booking parties. So if you walk away from a vendor event not selling much, you really shouldn't be discouraged, because sometimes when we sell things and that's the only thing we're doing at a vendor event, the buck stops there. But when you book parties and you get recruits, that relationship keeps building and building. And in direct sales and actually any sales arena, our goal is to build customers for life. And so I'm going to go over, like I said, some materials that you can bring to an event. But just keep in mind that these events are really mainly focused on building your business, which is specifically getting new team members as well as booking parties. So the first thing, if you're looking at me, the first thing you want to do is you want to bring yourself. And more specifically, you want to brand yourself when you go to these events. So as you can see, I have on a name tag, which represents my business. Now, what does that do? That kind of gives you some professionalism. So then people talking to you, they can remember you. Okay, that was Tanya. That was Tanya Pearson I saw at the event. And it actually gives you some credibility that you are a business owner. Also, you can see I have on a Perfectly Posh sweatshirt. Now, what does that do as well? That brands yourself, that identifies yourself. So when you're walking around and there's actually 20 other vendors there, or 60, it could be even more than that. Okay, when you're walking by, they know, okay, there is that lady that sells Posh. You want to set yourself apart. You don't want to be dressing like everybody else and dressing like the mainstream. You want to give yourself a brand. So then people can remember it and identify, okay, what does she sell? She sells Posh. Also, just remember, when you go to these events, you want to look, somewhat kept. So, does it mean you have to wear a suit? No, but you want to look like you are somewhat professional. That means, you put yourself together and you look professional. Like I said, you don't have to wear a suit. Just as long as you wear something with your logo on it, and just look, like I said, that you took some time to get ready that morning. Just a little. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the products that I bring. It's going to be simplified. You could add to these, you could subtract, but these are the basic ones that are really universal to any direct sales out there. So the first thing I always bring with me is and I've learned this the hard way, is a square reader. Does it have to be a square reader? No, it does not. It can be a PayPal reader, but I will tell you, the minute that I lost sales on this because I did not have one of these was when somebody walked up and they said, do you take credit cards? Well, yeah, I do. But nowadays with security breaches and so forth, people don't want to physically give you their credit card number. So this square reader, like I said, it could be a PayPal reader, whatever it could be, plugs into your smartphone, and you can actually run credit cards through that, because most people at these events, a lot of times they do not carry cash. If they do, it may not be a lot. And so checks, I'm always kind of, as far as checks are concerned, I may not always accept checks, especially if it's somebody I don't know very well, because if something goes wrong with a check, you will have no way to get a hold of that customer for sure. So these are a great thing to have. Like I said, it only took me one time to lose out in business to actually carry one of these. Another one is a pouch. And so it could be a safe, it could be a pouch, but something to keep your change in. You know, I always try to make sure I have cash on me, you know, dollars of every, like $1 bills, $5 bills, and I try to keep rolls of every different type of coin out there, just so you can have cash on you. Very, very important to do. Okay, the next thing I always bring with me is a drawing slip. Now, what does this drawing slip do? This is one of the most important pieces, and you could make these up your own. We have these actually that I print off from our resources that we have. But these actually are a drawing slip, and so it's a way to capture information. And how do I capture that information? I usually do like a register to win. And register to win, what that is that it gives a person to actually stop, because they see, okay, I can maybe win something free. So, and I always have the person physically hand me the form. I don't just have them just, you know, throw it in there. And if there's a line, I will, you know, tell them, you know, it's one of those things where if they're walking by, they will know if I'm talking to somebody, they may come back, and then I will just motion to them, you know, I'll be with you in just a second. And I actually put the little container that contains all of these after they fill them out actually behind the little sign that says register to win. So then they physically have to give it to me. Another important thing is when they're filling this out, please make sure that you're actually watching them fill it out. And what I mean by that is I have questions on here about, are you interested in the business? Are you interested in having a party? So make sure that when they hand it to you, you don't just take it and just throw it in the little container to put them in. You actually look at it and make sure it's filled out correctly. Okay, because, and one of these things, and we'll get into that in another video, is to really follow up with these people. Okay, another thing I always carry with me is a recruiting packet, because you may, you know, find somebody that just all of a sudden says, I want to maybe sell this product. So, and these recruiting packets should actually be with you at all times, like in your car, somewhere in your purse, what have you. So the recruiting packets are really important. And you're asking, what do I carry in a recruiting packet? I usually carry some samples of something. This is actually one of our hand creams. And I also put like a catalog. This is our catalog, one of our older catalogs. This is what you call a posh paper. And then I also have in here a little recruiting brochure. So this is just basically something that kind of explains the business, you know, some perks for signing up, things like that. And then lastly, you know, we have a different starter kit. They physically want to see, okay, what am I actually going to get this month if I sign up? So you can kind of see our little starter kit, and we always have a recruiting exclusive, and I make that a very important part of it. I always say, okay, it's October. This is the only month you can get this body butter, because we don't offer this any other time except in October. So I always give that to them, and make sure that when you give your clients this information, you always get follow-up information. You just don't want to give something to someone blindly and then never get their information, because you will not be able to get a hold of them, and most likely they won't call you back. They will expect you to call them back, which is honestly a great thing. So another thing is, and like I said at the beginning of this video, is that you want to make sure you have a hostess packet. Now this is something, like I said, the parties are what keeps your business going. So you want to have a hostess packet with you at all times, like 3 or 4 of these. I always put these in a pink envelope. My business is mainly pink and black. I get these on jam paper. And so what do I put in my hostess packets? I put another catalog, and then I also put a recruiting brochure. You can never have too many of those. And then I put in there invites. So these are some of our corporate invites, like to a party. Okay, and then I put some more samples so they can actually try some of the products out when they go through their packet when they get home. And another thing I always put in there, again, is one of our recruiting brochures, so they can actually see, okay, maybe I should just sign up after having the party. So like I said, the parties are a very, very important thing to do. And always, always follow up with these. Like I said, very, very important. So another thing that I always have with me is labels. I label everything. You don't know how many times that I have had people that said to me, I'm so glad you put a label on there, because if you didn't, I wouldn't know how to get a hold of you. So you can either make these. We have a resource store that you can actually buy these, but it's so important that you label everything. That means your samples, your products, everything. When you're selling product, put the label on there. I put it on absolutely, like I said, everything. You can never have too many labels. And then also, of course, I have order forms as well. You can improvise. You can actually buy some of these at Walmart, like little menu pads, you know, for waitresses taking orders, things like that. You can order them there if you want to save money. And then I also carry bags with me as well. These are bags that actually I have found on Amazon. They say thank you on them. Something to set yourself apart. These are not very expensive. I bought these, like I said, on Amazon.com. And just something that represents your business. So when someone's walking through the event, they can say, okay, where did you get that cute pink bag? That's really different than this standard white bags, the plastic ones that say thank you on them. They can say, oh, that's from that posh lady down there. So, and then I also I carry a $5 coupon. So this is something that they could use at the event, or I use these booking a party. You always want to make sure, especially when booking parties, you get that date actually at the venue. I always say to them, okay, if you book your party today, you get this $5 coupon, or I'll give you something free. I always give out a hostess gift. That could be something cheap, like from the dollar store, something like that. But I will tell you that once that person leaves that venue and you give them a hostess packet, it's a lot harder to get that date. So what I do say to them is, if you set a date today, I will give you this gift. Now, if you get home and you realize that this date does not work, that's fine. But the fact that you gave me the date today will ensure that you get this gift. So, like I said, booking parties, it gets into a whole separate issue. But you want to make sure that when you are booking a party, you say, okay, I have August 3rd open, the 6th, and maybe the 7th. You don't just want to open a calendar and say, I have my whole month open. Which date would you want to book? Because this person might be thinking, does she have a very successful business? Why is her whole calendar open? Just like if you were to go get your hair cut and you called up and they said, well, this gentleman is available Monday through Friday, and every time is available, you're thinking, is this person that good? Why is this person open all the time, right? Why does he have open appointments all the time? So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you. We will get into some more event topics like parties and things like that, but I kind of wanted to go over the direct sales event topic today. Like I said, also known as vendor shows, craft shows, and like I said, what I went over today really carries through to all the direct sales companies. These products are more exclusively to Posh, but the actual categories of these products really relate to all direct sales companies. So I want to thank you for watching this video. If you have any comments, please feel free to put those in the comment section, and please subscribe to my channel. I hope you've all enjoyed, and thank you for watching The Posh Mama. Stay tuned for our next video. Bye-bye.